Alataha.
Alataha. Alataha.
It's like haha.
Haha, but taha. Alataha. Okay, cut that.
Take two.
Take two. Hi, I'm here with Naz Alataha, the head of esports and partnerships and business development. Welcome, Naz, to Bilgewater Banter.
Thank you.
Let's start with your role as head of partnership and esports. Tell me what you do.
I get to work on our global esports team. My role specifically is the business side of it. So what does the business model of esports look like? What partners are the right partners to bring in and help us to elevate our fans' experience with our sport, our pros' experience with our sport, and how do we start to really optimize the revenue streams to create a sustainable business?
Take me behind the scenes. How do you pitch to these global companies and say, hey, come on over here and sponsor esports, our esports World Championship?
So once upon a time, I would walk into a room and the folks on the other side of the table didn't understand what e-gaming was. And over the years, the conversation has really kind of shifted, I think, as just the market has become so much more educated. They've, seen that esports has really gotten to a point where if you're a marketer, you can't avoid esports anymore. It is here to stay. It is massive. It's starting to rival traditional sports. So now the conversations have really become, how do I get involved?
I would love to hear from your perspective why it has taken off. Like, we've heard about esports like 5 years ago.
I think our fans are incredibly passionate. League of Legends specifically, I think lends itself so well to being a spectator sport. The 5v5, just the angle of how you're viewing the game, the strategy, the team compositions, I think it's very similar to sports. So we all know that a lot of our fans are watching League of Legends because they want to improve their own game. Just a testament to the sport and really kind of the game of League of Legends and what our fans have helped build up over the years.
So you started off at Sony in finance.
I did.
Moved to Activision.
Yes.
Retail marketing role, and then took a chance on a startup with 500 writers really building League of Legends. That was kind of a bold move. Like, why the move?
It was. I kid you not, when I came to Riot for my interview, it just felt palpable that this whole notion of putting our players first. And I will never forget looking over at Chris at one point and saying, you guys are doing something really special here. And he was like, yeah. And that was it. And I was like, I have to go. And so I've never regretted it. So,
A lot of writers want to know how to build their career. And I would love to hear your perspective of how do you do that when a path that hasn't been charted?
Yeah, I think the main thing I've learned is that a career path is not straight, and I think you have to jump at opportunity. I think a lot of times we can get caught up in self-doubt or question whether that leap is something that we can or we should do. And I always tell people, say yes. Say yes to the opportunity, make the leap. You kind of never know where that next twist is going to take you. If there's an opportunity that I know is going to stretch me, that's when I know, okay, I have to go and try that.
So we're both in an industry where there's not a lot of female leaders. Can you talk about your experiences as you kind of built your career and just any lessons learned that you want to share?
For me, I kind of play this dual role where I work in games, but I also work in sports. And there aren't many female leaders in sports either. So I often find that I'm the only woman, when I'm meeting with partners and negotiating deals, but I think to me, it's always been, hey, I'm the subject matter expert and I'm going to have confidence in that. And it hasn't been for me until the last, call it 2 years, where we've seen various industries start to really raise attention and awareness to the fact that maybe there is a little bit of an imbalance gender-wise, that it started to kind of ring a bell with me, and I realized, oh yeah, and okay, yeah, and we need to all do a better job of acknowledging that. And I think now that the attention has been raised, I think it's up to all of us, especially as women, to make sure that we're creating a path for the other women that are following us.
Naz, thank you. It's been such a pleasure.
This was so fun.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
Yay!
Good.